Hello, everyone. This is Polly from Polly's Pretties, and we are here tonight to do our Saturday Live. So I thought I'd come and do a fun little embellishment tonight. It is Pinterest inspired, but not totally from there. I'm going to add my own twist, obviously. So tonight we're going to need buttons. We're going to need scrapbook paper. We're going to need felt. We're going to need some sort of trim. And we're going to need a hot glue gun and glue. That being said, I did not make a sample up. I wanted to do this all live. So let me type my welcomes in, and then we'll jump right in. Well, maybe. Okay, so there's our welcome. Alrighty. Now, the next step is just to jump in. Well, hello, Marianne. How are you? Not hard. The outline that you see here is the size that it makes. So this is the one I'm using. You have to. Let me find a place to sit this where it's safe. Ha ha ha. In this craft room, safe. Maybe it'll be right there. Okay. Like I said, you will need scrapbook paper in the shape of some sort of circle, felt in whatever colors you like, buttons, again, whatever colors you like, and some sort of trim and hot glue. So, I'm going to bring you down to the desk. I did not do like I said, I did not do yeah, now my brain stopped. I didn't do one to show you. So we're going to do it together. And they're not going to be exactly like what I saw on Pinterest because I obviously want to put my twist on it. So we're going to come down and we're going to hopefully get started. I'm going to bring it out and you'll get to see what it looks like before I even get it put together. So here's what it is. We've took felt and we've cut a little triangle. We've took felt, we've cut a little square. We've got our background piece and we've got a little button. That's before we put any trim on it. So our next step is to actually start gluing some few things down to this. So I'm going to go ahead and get my glue gun because it's faster and oftentimes probably safer for me. So I don't glue my fingers together. I know that sounds crazy, but you know what? If you've been around me, crafted with me, you would know, yeah, I can actually do that. I can glue my fingers together. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put some hot glue on the back of our square first. We're going to come up. We're going to get just on the circle. We don't want to go too far up into the circle. And we're going to press our lovely, ow, 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 glued piece. Not through our fingers like I just did. We're going to press it down onto the paper. So that gives us that down in place. Now, we're going to do our little triangle piece next. My glue gun is a mess over here. Okay, maybe I can get there now. All right. Okay. Now we're going to take this and we're going to carefully overlap it and make sure it only goes to the top of our circle. We don't want it hanging off any. Okay, so now we have those two pieces like that. So kind of looks, here in a minute when I get that wiggly glue piece, I hate that. So it kind of looks like a little house, which is exactly what it's supposed to look like. Then we're going to, now Pinterest I think just had their button on there and that was it. I don't like that. To me, no. Looks too plain. I'm a weird person. Me and plain are not friends. So let me see if I can find the end of this contraption called. Yeah. Sure I can. I know there's an end here. But I know the edge of our roof where it hung out a bit on our house, it might be kind of pretty. So that is exactly what I'm when I find my scissors again. That's exactly what I'm going to try to do. So And I'm not gonna run like 2 or 3 lines. I just want to do one. I just want it to be really cute, or at least cute in my opinion. I'm gonna put my finger saver on because I know it's gonna. We're gonna stop there. I can actually lay you on the mat tonight. Ha ha ha. Okay. I don't know if anybody has seen yet. I did get my Temu haul today. I'm smart. I got real lucky. So okay, I can take that off for a minute now. And then pop you over there. And then pop your little button right there. Or if you don't want to use a button, you could use a wood veneer, you could use a gem, you could use anything you wanted to, really. It's all up to you. Uh, well, I got it. And funny thing enough, okay, I'll pause here for a minute and talk about that. Um, Funny enough, I can tell customs got a hold of it because my bag was taped to high heaven. Oh my goodness, was it taped? It looked like somebody just took a roll of packaging tape and just went all the way around the package. So that was a mess. But I figured that because I had seen other people's. Um, but the funny part was, okay, when it got here, I forgot how much I had ordered. I knew I had ordered a fair amount, but I had forgot how much. Um, so it come to 40 items, 40 different ones. Um, I was like, okay. And I came in here immediately and I started doing the video because I wanted to see how much I'd done out of the items I got to show whether they worked or not. Um, well, I didn't get very far, as you saw. Well, as you will see. So there will be a part two. They're not. Um, I really expected something more like Wish, where I had to fight with them even on my first order. But no. Everything I ordered came in the one bag, in the one package. Um, and so far, everything I have ordered has worked. All my stamps have that I've tried. All my dies have that I've tried. Um, my what are they called? What are they called? What are they called? Come on, Polly. My little charms that I ordered. None of them were broken. My double-sided tape works perfectly. My blender brushes works fine. Like everything has really impressed me. I really could not believe how good they were. Now I still have a few to go through, to be honest. I do. I'm not anywhere near done. I still have some to go through that I haven't tested yet. But everything has been amazing. I have not found a stamp that did not work yet. I have not found a die that did not work yet. So I'm really, really impressed. So I'm really excited because I got instead of getting human, as we call it, human looking stamps or doll stamps, I completely went off the beaten path with it this time. I got a lot of critters. I got, well, gnomes are not really critters, I guess, sort of. But I like gnomes, sue me. But I got like mice, I got koalas, I got foxes, I got, let me see, mice, koalas, foxes, gnomes. I got birds. I got like a really random mix. Um, Not definitely not my norm. But I wanted to really, really try Timu out, and they have impressed me. I actually made myself a box. And I'm going to show you my two little signs because I thought this was funny because I figured I was going to have to. So here's the first sign, says keep. Here's the second sign, says return. Guess which side's full? So I'm really tickled with it so far. I mean, I still have a stack here to go through, but I'm very impressed, very impressed. Even though I made a very dumb mistake ordering with them, because I didn't check my cart like I should have. But that's okay. That's okay. I'm good. I'm good because you know what? Everything they have sent, like I said, has worked amazing. Like I'm. Not, let me just show you one of the. Shouldn't really show you this because I haven't showed you yet, but I'm gonna show it. This is just one of the pieces of the stamp set for the koalas, and it was so cute. I stamped it, and everything's working the first time. I'm not having to stamp 2, 3, 5, 7, 8 times the first time. So I am just yes. I'm very sold so far. They have really impressed me. And I'll show you if I can get my hand in here. Let me get my ink and my stamp pad out of the way. You can tell I was working today with these, trying to test and see what worked and didn't. Here is the stack I still have yet to go through. I have not touched these yet. But I even got dies for the Gorgeous Girls, where you paper piece them together, because they just were so stinking cute and such a good price. So I was like, oh yes, I'm trying it. I'm trying. I got Christmas dies, or not dies, Christmas stamps. I got Halloween stamps. I was having a good time. But I'm seriously tickled. I really am. I'm hoping the rest of those work just as good as the ones I've already tried. Because oh my gosh, so far I have absolutely no returns, none. So I'm like, yeah, all on. Thank you. Yes. So, and I really needed to because I needed to update some of my stamps because I have a lot of dolls and like humany type things. I didn't have very many animals, I noticed. So it was time. It was time. But anyway, let's go back to our little craft for tonight. So this is Pinterest inspired. And the one on Pinterest, like I said, didn't have this little thing here. They didn't have anything there. They just had the felt here, the button here, the background. And I think that was actually it. And then a hanging cord because they made theirs to be tags. But I didn't really want this to be a tag. I just wanted an embellishment that I could put like in my scrapbooking or wherever I wanted to use it. And I wanted to add a little something here to kind of help make it a little bit, I don't know, cuter. So here's our first one, and I'm gonna do a few tonight. I have some different color ones, and I have this one, and I have yeah. So we're just going to have a good time. We're going to do some of these, and I'm going to show you. You can use different size buttons, different color buttons, different shape buttons. Like I think this is a really cute idea. I just really do, and it's minute pieces. As you see, my pieces of my felt are not very big. I mean, you wouldn't even have to have a whole sheet, just like a little scrap. But I thought they were super cute. You know, who doesn't want to have maybe like a little home embellishment in their scrapbook or their journal? You know, and you could use this in a journal. There's no reason you couldn't. So I'm kind of tickled with it, really. Like I said, I just thought it was really cute, and it just kind of stuck out to me. So I was like, okay, well, why not? Now, if I could just learn not to hot glue myself. But that's probably something that I'll always do. Ugh. Okay. So we have that down. Now we're going to come back and do our little roof, house topper, whichever. And yes, I am trying very hard not to stick my fingers in the glue. So there's that one. I do see a little glue string there. Okay. And then I am going to just continue with my gold leafing. I just think that it's cute, especially on this one. I just think it gives it a little something. You could use lace. You could use ribbon. You could use, let me see. You could put gems across there if you wanted to, I guess. Take like a row of gems and put down here. I mean, it's really up to you what you want your little house to look like, what you want the decorations on it to look like. Like I said, nobody's has to be exactly the same. Everybody's can be different. Everybody lives in a different color house. You know, I'm sure that over in Japan, you're probably not going to find some of the same colors you find over here. I'm sure that in Russia, you probably wouldn't find some of the colors you find here. So have fun with it. You know, make it your own is what I say. Make it your own. Make it in your colors, make it in your style. If you want a bigger size one, make a bigger one. If you want a smaller one, make a smaller one. Just, you know, have fun with it. Okay. And the only reason I'm getting away with laying that hot glue gun on the desk is because what I work on is a silicone mat. Other than that, no way. All right, so on the first one, if you remember, I used a light gray button that was kind of chunky. On this one, we're still going to use gray, but I'm using a flatter style button. It's a darker gray. This was a 2-hole, this one's a 4-hole. And just, you know, like I said, you don't have to use buttons either. I like the button idea. I think that it just makes it a little bit more rustic. Not so fancy necessarily. You could do super fancy if you wanted to. I mean, some people do live in super fancy houses. So that's how those two look. They're the same and different at the same time. And this would be making me a whole lot happier if that would come out of there. Okay. I think that's as good as I'm going to get it right now. But there's two. And we're going to move them aside. I'll bring in a third one. I'm trying to do all of the same color at the same time. That way it's overdone. We don't have to look at it again. Over there. There we go. I think these are really, really cute. But I am, unfortunately, covering myself in blue, which is not what I really wanted to do. So, but anyway, like I said, you could use whatever you wanted to on these. Make them your own personal taste. If you don't like dark colors, do yours in all light colors. If you don't like different colored backgrounds, you could do a white background, a cream background. It would really be up to you and what you like. How much? Not with that much glue. If you didn't want to use hot glue, you could use wet glue. It does, but do remember wet glue does need drying time before you really mess with it much. But it's just little things, you know. Um, you don't have to use the button. Like I said, you could try putting a gem there if you have a nice sized gem. You could try taking, what's it called? Like gem mesh, and you could try using it. There's lots of different things that you could do to make this your own personal little embellishment. And like I said, you don't have to follow the way I'm doing it. Do it however you like. Um, but there's lots of little ideas out there for little stuff, you know, like this. And sometimes that's all you need is just something little. If you had the letters to do so, it might be cute to put home, spell like 2 letters on one side, 2 letters on the other side of this, you know, when you're putting it together. Like I said, if you didn't want to use felt, you could try fun foam, like in the little kids packs at like Walmart and stuff. You could try actual fabric. You could try denim and just give it a different top. Um, there's all kinds of things out there that you could use. It's what your preference is and how heavy you want to make whatever it is you're going to put them in. And as you see, we've already made 3 of these. This will be number 4. So they don't really take much time to make them. You know, depending on how simplistic or how, you know, crazy you go with the items you use. Okay, now for this one, I'm using a little bit more of a domed button than the other ones, but it's still cute and it's still gray, just like, you know, our roof. Okay, so that's the little gray sets. Lay them aside. And I think we will bring in our little other set here. Now, I did not set buttons with this one and everything else. I literally wanted to get that first set out there so that you could see what it was like just using that. You could use shaped buttons too. You don't have to use just plain old run-of-the-mill round ones. If you have square ones, use square ones. If you have, oblong ones, use those. Like I said, it really is creator's choice with this. You don't have to do anything a certain way. If you like big buttons, use a big button. See, right there's a big one. I think I'll use that actually. If you want a little bit different shaped one, there's a different shaped one. I think I'm also going to use that one because I just like that. I like that orange. Just looking down in here, hopefully. There we go. There's another big one. Okay. Now, and as you'll notice, I did stay kind of pastelish with my backgrounds, simply because I thought they would show up better. I don't know how my glue gun got tangled up there. That was weird and yucky all at the same time. Okay. Okay. And this one, I've decided to take my vine and go up the side instead of across the roof. And then I'm going to take my big button, place it down right there. Okay. So this one does look a bit different from our first one, simply with a bit of different. And like I said, you could use fabric or anything with these. It's just whatever you want. You could put little birds if you had them on the sides, or maybe one sitting on the roof. It's literally your choice. I don't happen to have any bird buttons, so what did you do there? Okay. Now, Tonight we're making a little bit of a Pinterest inspired with my own twist embellishment. I don't stick my fingers together, which it seems like I'm really trying to do. And then again, I'm just going to add my little button. And there's our second orange one. And the difference in the button can change the difference in the look of your little house too. So, like I said, changing the placement of the vine, changing the different kind of button, any of that can change how it looks. So just think about it. I mean, like, look at our two orange ones. They don't look, the buttons make it look different. Okay? Or take a look at those two orange ones compared to one of our pink ones. Our vine is completely different. So it makes it look different. And like I said, if you had the letters, you could write HOME, or if you had like a little button that was a bird, you could maybe excuse my throat. You can maybe put a little bird button up here. So your little bird's sitting up on your roof. And there's all kinds of like different little ways you could change it up depending on what is in your stash, what you personally have. And like I said, you don't even have to use the vine. You could use lace. You could use ribbon. If you have the crocheted, I'm not sure what they call it. It's made out of thread, and it looks kind of like lace. If you had it, you could run it up along here or along here. So just whatever's in your stash, and use it, and then that way you have pretty little embellishments, that you can do something with. Again, size of button can change because look here, I'm going to use a smaller button this time. It will definitely still change the look of my house. That's fine. I'm not scared about that. Although I am scared about that. Okay. There's stuff trying to hang on to me here. And like I said, these don't really take much time. The biggest time consuming part of this is cutting out your pieces. Knowing whether you want a circle background, do you want an oval, do you want heart shaped, do you want star shaped? Because you can change the shape of the background too. You don't have to have exactly what somebody else has. The person who did this on Pinterest used a doily as the background. They had a white doily as their background. And it was cute. But like I said, they used theirs and made them into tags. I didn't want tags. I just wanted cute little embellishments. So that's how come I don't want a doily behind mine. I want something that's going to be a little more substantial that if I need to glue this in place, I can. Or like put double-sided tape on it. So, but it doesn't hurt to add felt, fabric, things like this, buttons, gems, old pieces of jewelry that maybe don't have all the pieces anymore. Like if it was a brooch and a pin part broke, why not take it and put it on something? Maybe keep it, make it into an embellishment, and scrapbook that. Or if you make junk journals, I've seen people take old brooches that broke and cluster them on like a piece of paper or something, and then put it in their journal as like a little placeholder. And I'm telling you, some of it's cute. Some of it's really cute. So use what you have. Have fun with it. Go wild. I mean, if you have polka dotted fabric, use polka dotted fabric. I don't particularly have any polka dotted fabric. But if you didn't want to sit here and hot glue this, you could probably sew these pieces together and leave your little strings where you sewed, and it would look more rustic. You could maybe even sew like lines up your house. There's all kinds of things you could do. This was just my take on it. Like I said, the person who did it on Pinterest didn't even have any vines or anything. It was just the house topper, the house, and then the button for the door. But to me, that was just a little bit too plain, I guess, for me. I wanted something that had a little bit more oomph to it. Hence me adding my gold vine. I didn't want it to get too crazy. I didn't want to have too fancy a house. So, but I mean, you could put gems and all kinds of stuff. If you had the right glue, I mean, I wouldn't use hot glue for sequins. But if you wanted to do sequins, you could even do sequins up on your house, like little shingles. There's all kinds of little ideas there. There's tons. We just can't be afraid to explore. So see, now this one looks a little different because my button is smaller. But that's the joy of it. None of them have to be the same. Not a single one has to be the same. Use what you want. Have fun. Me, I'm making these the same because I'll probably end up giving some of these to somebody. So I have a habit of doing that. I'll make 4, 6, or 8 of something and then give half of it away. But yeah, this was just a cute little thing I found. I thought, well, I'd like to have some of those. You know, why not show people variations, like different colors? Because the other thing is, they did all their houses in a blue, and they did all their roofs, and I think it was red. And I thought, well, no, I don't really want that. So, like I said, you know, sometimes you just have to change things up. The only thing I suggest is definitely don't let your felt pieces come off of your base piece. For me, it's just about a sturdy thing because felt's kind of flimsy unless you get that what is it, starched felt or something like that. I think they call it. Now that stuff is that's rough. That stuff is tough. It will take a beating and come back for more. But you're just regular run of the mill felt like I'm using. It's very flimsy, so it would probably not stand up well. But I like velour, and I bet it'd be cute too, because velour is a different, interesting type of fabric. I don't. Of course, velour is not as easily accessible, I think, anymore as it used to be. I know when I was younger, we used to be able to even go to our little thrift store, and you could get a velour dress and come out of there, and I think you might pay maybe, I would say maybe $5 or $10. Okay, it wasn't a ton, but it was more than some of the other stuff. But it wasn't bad, and you could make a ton of stuff out of it. I'm not sure why it keeps buffering. I know I've been told that YouTube's been having trouble. I don't know if they're adding something, taking something. I'm not sure what the exact reason it is. Let me see if I can find. Okay, so this is where we're going to get weird, I think. I'm going to show you guys. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. We are going to do that because they're different and they're kind of weird and they'd be cute. My buttons are, they're not exactly, you know, the cutest white buttons out there. They're pretty much plain. I'm trying to get down here to this one. I'm afraid I'm going to dump my whole box. I wonder if I could. It's pretty flat. We might be able to do that. Okay, so I'm going to use different buttons on this one than just the plain like I have been. There's a reason, and I think that it will be apparent when it's done. Come on. Just pardon my glue gun. It's cranky and old. Kind of resembles its owner. Are you all still getting, Marianne Wise, are you all still getting a lot of smoke from the Canadian wildfires? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Corn. I hope you'll come back. Please have a wonderful night. It's better. Okay, good. Good. I wondered because I know that they were saying that it started coming down into eastern PA now, which is my neck of the woods. We haven't seen any yet, but I do know that friends of mine who live a little further than we do were saying that yeah, it's in their neck of the woods, and it's something that you literally can step out on your porch and tell the difference of. And I was like, oh, that sounds lovely, you know. And I know they've got some air quality alerts up in different places. So I was just kind of wondering if it's still really bad there or if it's gotten a bit better. Hmm. Okay. I'm a weirdo. I like weird stuff. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Like something burning. Oh wow, you can smell it. Ew. See, I don't know how I would do with that. Between allergies and the fact that I um, have to be careful when I go out anyway, and try to be in by this point, and try not to stay out in it. And if you have breathing trouble, don't go out. And so I know it's causing quite a bit of headache. And I'm sure that if this is what it's doing for us, I'm sure Canada's having a hard time. That they're not, having a good time with this by any means. I don't know. It has to be awful. Like it just has to be. I mean, for the humans as well as the animals, it's got to be really, taking a toll. I can't imagine the firefighters that are there trying to fight it. I mean, that's got to be something. Um, that's got to be awful. Being right in it. The animals, poor things, are probably scared to pieces. Don't know where to go. Give me a minute to get my string out there, and I'll show you this one. Because this button's a little different. It's kind of white, but it has the gold on it. So it kind of changes the look of things too. Every time somebody says a fire, the thing that keeps popping in my head is the scene from Bambi when they had a fire in the woods there in the forest. And I keep thinking about all the poor animals losing their homes and not knowing where to go. And I don't know why that pops in my head when somebody says fire like that, where it's like a forest or outdoor woodsy type thing, but that is what happens. That's the gist of where my brain seems to go. I mean, I'm sure it's just as scary for people, just that we tend to know at least a direction to go. We may not know exactly where, but we at least know some sort of direction. Okay. Now for this one, I am really going to go off the beaten path for the button, but I think this button's pretty, and it is a bigger button. I only have one, which is another reason why I use it. Um, but as you can see, you can use pretty much any size of button that you want to. You could use any color. Oops. What in the world kind of noise, people? The family's gaming, so I don't know. There was a weird noise. Ooh, I'm gonna make a mess of that one if I don't get my finger up out of it. Okay. And then for this one, I'm going to use another odd button. It's all right. What kind of noise was that a minute ago?
What? You make it funny.
Oh, you're just being funny? Okay. Okay. So this is a different type of button too. This used to be a shank button, and I have shank cutters. I cut the shank off of it down real low next to the button part, and then I can use that for an embellishment on something when I need to. So I thought this would be pretty to show because it gives the gold here, there's white there, and it just kind of brings it up a little bit, you know. So it just goes to show you can make them fancier, you can make them plainer, you can, anything you want to do. But I thought these are cute little embellishments. Let me get this thing off my hand because it makes my hand sweat. Sounds weird, but it does. Um, I thought they were cute little embellishments. And I thought they would be neat. I mean, think about it. Like if you've got, I'm just going to use this white paper here because it's close. Think about this being your scrapbook page, and you could have pictures of family celebrating maybe a backyard barbecue at your place. And then maybe this is either down at the bottom, right next to your journal area, or maybe it's up here next to your title for your scrapbook page. Or if you didn't want to do that, let's say this is a card that we're going to send to somebody, and it's a housewarming card. Maybe on the front we put this, and you could put something like "Welcome home" or "Welcome to your new home" or something, and you could have it surrounding this, like there's lots of different things you could use it for. But I thought they were really cute. Like I said, I thought it would be a fun, easy craft, something to show that we can use different things. We don't have to always use the same, and that we can, take things like this, something that's kind of simple, and we could put this into a scrapbook onto a card. It could be a ready-made card front. Maybe layer another circle like this slightly off to the side. That's one of the colors of the little house, or maybe that's a color of the person's house. So they're buying a purple house, and you've got the yellow background one. You could maybe put a purple one out off to the side a little bit, a little circle, so that it shows a little bit more. Hey, I know, this is where you live. Not in a creepy way, but just kind of letting them know that you've actually thought about what you're going to give them. Um, or if it's like a bag, you could take this, turn this actually into a tag, punch a little hole, turn it into a tag, hang it off the bag. Not only do they have this cute tag they could keep, they could write on the back if they wanted to what they received from that person. Or think about it, Christmas. What if this was a darker brown and this a lighter brown, or maybe this is the dark brown and this is the light, and you have a gingerbread button. You could put your gingerbread button in it. There's all kinds of variations, all kinds of cute things. Do it in beehive colors, and then maybe take a little bee and put on it. There's different stuff. All you gotta do is think a little bit outside the box. You know, um, and sometimes thinking outside the box will get you further than you might think. I know for me, like when I first looked at it, and it was just like omit that, and it was just a plain house. I thought, I don't want a plain house like that. If I'm going to use it, I don't want it plain. And I kept thinking, okay, what do I have that I could actually, embellish this, but keep it small? I don't mind if there's a button. I don't mind if there's a little bit here, but I don't want it to stand up this tall. You know what I mean? I don't want it so high, packed up, that when I put it in my book, that the book sits like this. You know, I, I, I want to be able to close the book. So that's why I kind of brought that to the attention tonight, trying to show that we can still make embellishments. We don't have to go buy them. We can make them just as cute, and that it doesn't even take much. I mean, look, I still have a plethora of the gold trim I was using. I have a ton of it. Look at it. I didn't hardly touch it. I still have a great big box of buttons. I still have a whole big, literally out of one 8.5 by 11 piece of scrapbook paper, I got 4 of these size circles. But you don't have to use circles, like I said. You could put it on a square, you could put it on a heart, you could put it on whatever shape you have. I mean, if you want to make it on a kite shape, you could. But just using what you have to make something different that you might not see every day. And I just thought it was kind of neat. And by weird buttons, here's another few examples. Let me show you. Let me find this guy. Where's he at? There he is. Okay, so what if we're doing like a Halloween one? Why not use that guy? It's a little tiny. I don't know if you can really see very good. Let me get my fingers out of the way. The little tiny skull head. Why not? Same as the bee. Why not? Here's one. I cut off of some. I don't remember. I even cut this off of something. But look, it's actually silver. Well, when I throw it away, um, it's actually a silver button with a tiny squitch of fabric around it. But it's got some weight to it. So what if this was off your grandfather's shirt? There you go. Now you've just saved it. Another funny one here. I mean, if we wanted to, I mean, why not? Why not a teapot? You could put a teapot on there. Maybe it's a house of tea. You know, just any shape, any color. Like here's a flower button. I don't know why that's the only one in there, but it is. But it's just a flower. You could put on there. And I mean, you could use, if you don't have buttons, use a gem. Find one of your gems, one of the flat back ones, put it right there. If you don't have this trim, like I said, there's lace, there's ribbon. That string, the baker's twine, that's what it's called, would be kind of cute there. Maybe tie a little bow and put a bow up here or a bow here. Trying to think of some other things here. You could stamp a little image of a door if you wanted to and put it on there. There's nothing says you can't. You know, I mean, if you have a, what are they called? Silk paper. I think they're paper flowers. You could put a flower up here. You could put anything here. You could put a rose here. Maybe the door knocker is a rose. You know, it could be a letter for somebody's name. So, you know, there's tons of different ideas there. And literally with the house, all you do is cut a square and then you cut a triangle. And like I said, you don't have to use felt. You could use fabric. You could use fun foam. You know, if you don't have those, you could actually use paper. So, yeah, it's whatever you have. Use what you have. Me, I usually keep felt around because I'm doing different odd projects. So I usually have a little bit of felt somewhere. May not have a lot, but I usually have at least a little bit. So that's why I thought this would be kind of cute. And I am looking at Pinterest more, trying to figure out different things we can maybe alter, change, move to have a little bit of our taste so that we have that in front of us and can use it. So it's something to look at, you know. I mean, it really is. I just, I don't know. I guess I'm in a place where I'm looking at different things. Yeah, our Goodwill around here is usually when you're looking for any kind of craft supply, forget it. Let me bring you up here so you're not looking at the paint mat. Our Goodwill usually isn't very good as far as craft stuff. And it's our Goodwill here is pretty pricey. They're higher priced than Walmart. But now we do have a little tiny around the way shop. It's called Saint. How do they say it? Saint Vincent. I think it's called thrift shop. Now I've went there and I've caught a few things here and there. Like I'll catch yarn, I'll catch ribbon. I've gotten like pencil bags and stuff, like the decorator pencil bags. I've got makeup bags. I've gotten wood stamps. Trying to think what else I have. I've got bits and bobs for my gnomes that I make there. I got a whole thing of buttons there one time. It was a big orange like sewing box that was completely full of buttons. Now they were not sorted; they were just in there. And I got that. Yeah. We went and I got a bunch of pencil bags, and I got one that I didn't even know what the name of it was, and I had to have somebody tell me. But like it seems to be okay. It's not always. I can't always find something. But it seems to be better than like the Goodwill. And then we have another thrift store. I don't get to go to it too much because it's closer out to the Walmart. And sometimes it will have some crafting supplies. Not a lot, but now and then it'll have crafting supplies. That one out there toward Walmart is usually good for like decor. Like if you want Christmas decor, Halloween decor, that's I would honestly say go there because they have it usually by the box loads. But it seems like each one of our little stores that's around here has like some kind of specialty thing that they really carry a lot of. And then there's one that's way out over into the next town that's a Goodwill, and their prices are so. They're not horrible, but they're not great. And they carry a bit of everything there. They just, it's whatever whoever donates there. I mean, we've cut in brand new games, never out of the packaging there. There was a sweater I got. It was normally a $55 sweater. We got it for $5. I got my daughter a beautiful, beautiful crushed velvet black skirt one time there for like $3. So it just depends. I guess it really depends on like the area and like I said, what people donate. So, but I do a lot of crafts, I think, which is what helps me. I'm not just one craft or another. I kind of learned that from my mother. So, because I learned how to crochet when I was a kid at home in school. I learned how to make quilts when I was a kid at home in school. Um, so like those things just come to me. Like I'll see something, I'll think, oh, okay, that would be pretty in this, or oh, that would be pretty in something else. You know, it's like I have this little piece of. Let me see if I can find a piece here real quick. Yeah, right there. I have this fabric, and I don't know if you're going to be able to pick up on camera. It's pink, but it's got like it's a darker pink design with a lighter pink background. And I didn't have a very big piece of this, but I wasn't going to throw it away. You can put that on embellishments. And that's what it is. It's actually sitting right here in my scrap embellishment book to wear those pieces that I use for clusters. Um, but I look at things differently. I know I've learned to look at things differently. Like even a deck of cards can be a craft supply. That's no joke. Maybe I'll do that next. But yes, cards can be a craft supply. A kid's game of Old Maid can be a craft. So yeah, it just depends. Depends on where you let your mind go. Like buttons. I always thought of buttons as buttons. Okay. Until one time I was at home crafting and my aunt's like, oh, you don't put buttons on your quilt. And I'm like, buttons on my quilt? And I thought she was crazy. And she goes, buttons on your quilt, like when you're sewing it and stuff, and when you're doing like the binding of it. She goes, instead of just tying a knot with thread, she goes, you could put a button there and tie the knot through the button. She goes, and it gives just a little bit more dimension. And I said, well, doesn't it tear up your washer? And she goes, not really. She goes, because generally I don't take and use them in my washer. She goes, I take them to the laundromat and use the big washer. And I'm like, oh, wow, okay. And then she showed me a few of her. They were pretty. They were really pretty. I mean, granted, she was using what I call secondhand fabric, like her husband's old shirts when they would get like either too small or too worn in spots, and he couldn't wear them anymore. She'd take them and cut them and save the good fabric and use it for quilt squares. And sometimes she would use them and make patchwork pillows that she threw on her couch. And it was really pretty. I mean, granted, it wasn't like the Hilton Head, or anything like that. You're not gonna walk in and see anything that was that fancy. But their home was really pretty. Like she would take. Now I can't crochet with thread. I've tried this number. I can't do it. It I don't know, something with the thread. My hands don't go. But she used to take thread and crochet beautiful lace-looking doilies that she would put on her counters and stuff, and on her buffets and different things. And they were so pretty. And she made it out of any color thread she could get her hands on. My mom used to crochet with thread when she could see good. And oh boy, the only thing I have that I crocheted doily wise is I made a set of Christmas doilies. I did red, white, green, and there's one red one white one green one, and they have like a frilly edge. And I made those eons ago. And then I made, like I said, a bath tissue doll for my mother-in-law. And Christmas wise, I think that may be it. No, I made the lighted picture that we have. And then Halloween, I've done odds and ends all over the place. Took wood blocks, turned it into the word boo, put eyeballs on it. And after 4th of July, I took clothespins and painted them and made a clothespin wreath. And then I also took old wood tags and popsicle sticks and made red, white, and blue popsicles that I turned into like a garland that you hang over like a doorway or something. But yeah, like I said, if it's crafting and I can get my hands on it, I'll probably do it. I won't do cross stitch though. Can't see to do that. And David! Oh my gosh! Hi! I'm sorry. Didn't mean to scream. You haven't been on my channel forever. But yeah, learn to look outside the box. Don't be afraid to shop thrift stores. I know people go, thrift store. No, ignore that. Thrift stores can give you some of the best finds. And yard sailing. I've found stuff at yard sales too. Like, I know one lady, like I told you, the jars with the buttons in them. And don't be afraid to ask for somebody to lower the price. I mean, the worst they can say is no, you know? I mean, I don't have the gift that my father-in-law did. So, I'm not good at getting people to lower the price. But don't be afraid to ask. Like I said, the worst I can say is no. Scraps of fabric, sometimes you can get them on sale at Walmart. Sometimes I know some people have told me they've got fabric at Dollar Tree, but I haven't seen fabric at mine. So it might just be your area. And like I said, with this little craft that we did tonight, where we changed up the placement of certain things, make it yours. If all you have is paper, use paper. If all you have is felt, use felt. If you don't have buttons, maybe you have broken jewelry. I know that sounds odd, but seriously, broken jewelry can make some pretty things. I actually have old flowers I used to make that I would glitterize the ends of them so they had a little bit more spoof to them. And the centers of the flower, I would take a broken piece of jewelry and I would take the jewelry and put it in there to give it that little pop. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of it. Oh, heavens no. My goodness, if I dig around this craft room, there's stuff that I've pulled out of nowhere and put it somewhere. Like I said, just don't be afraid of it. Try something. You never know. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, David. I just got my order today, and I did a part 1 video for it, showing what I got and like how it worked. And I still have. And you're going to laugh at me. You're going to really laugh. I have a stack here that I have not been able to get through yet. These are the ones that I have to finish going through, stamping out, cutting out, checking them out. But so far, and I was so blown away by this. I was telling Marianne about it. I was so blown away by this. Okay, I figured I'd have the trouble that I had with Wish and AliExpress with Temu. I really did. I figured that I'd probably get it, and either something would be broken, or I would have one thing and not another, or just a mess is what I figured. Okay, but when it got here, now I will say this: Customs really tore the tar out of my bag. Customs really tore it up. I think they used like half a roll of packaging tape to tape it. But when it got here, honestly, nothing was broken. Nothing was broken. I got these cute little doggy charms. Let me see if I can find them real quick. I'm going to show you my other funny thing, David. You're going to laugh because you know me. I made tags because I'm serious. I was going to test this stuff, right? This one says keep. This one says return. I figured this one, the return one, would fill up. All right, because like I said, I've had some bad issues with some places. You want to know how many return items I have thus far? Goose egg. Goose egg. Everything I've tested has worked like a dream. These stamps I've only had to stamp one time. Not 7, not 8, not 9. 1. The dies, run it through one run. Bingo. Beautiful, beautiful dies. Beautiful. Now, I'm going to tell you, I was skeptical. I waited for a while because I was like, I don't know. I want to see what other people get. And I didn't think I'd order. And then I finally gave up the ghost and I said, okay, I want to test this. I want to see for myself. because I'm really kind of tired of paying $20 for one die. So, yeah. Oh, wow. I did not know that. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye on that. But like I said, like I expected to have a ton of stuff that I'd have to return, but I don't have anything. I ordered 40 items, okay, which sounds enormous. I ordered 40 items, and so far out of the ones I've checked, all of them work fine. All of them are perfect. Like I was telling Marianne, I shouldn't show you guys this black guy, but he's so cute. I usually order dolls or human type looking stamps. I went off the beaten path this time. I wanted some cute little animals. So there you go. I got a whole stamp thing that's little koalas. I mean, the stuff is just amazing. And the prices, wow. But I could not even believe it. Like I don't think I paid over like $3 for any stamp set or die set that I got. And I even got some of these like foam blending brushes, and I've already used that when I tested it. And they work like a dream. I may go back and get 8 more. And I bought double-sided tape. Now it was a little bit more pricey. It wasn't pricier than Amazon, but it was pricier. But I got 6 rolls of double-sided tape, and I think they were $5.99. I think. Um, but yeah, I've been blown away by it. I'm loving it. Like I can't wait to try out those other things. I'm gonna have to teach. I'm gonna have to get myself taught though that if I make a part 1 video, I got to make a part 2. But yeah, I've been having so much fun with it this evening since it came, and because I just literally got it today. It came in at what was it? 1:30? I think it was 1:30 when we got it. And at 2 o'clock, I was in here working with it because I was just so excited. I don't know. I've been wanting to try it, and I've been praying that it exceeded my expectations, and they have. They've exceeded my expectations. I've not found anything wrong so far. Nothing. I can't complain about the dies because they all cut fine. They cut like butter. I can't complain about the stamps one time and they're good. So I'm loving it. I'm loving it. So I'm really excited. I I even was almost late for my own live tonight because I was sitting here working with it and almost that would have been horrible. Dang it. I know that they have a few more so yeah. But yeah, there's so much stuff. And I was watching your team hall today, David. The one where you got the ladies sitting and standing having tea. I'll have to go look for that. That was pretty. So, but yeah, I think I get so tickled when I get on Temu, I just totally forget that I'm there, and I go in to spend 20 minutes, and 20 minutes turns into 2 hours. So I got to be careful with that. But yeah, I'm loving everything so far, and I'm glad I chose to go with like animals and gnomes, and not my typical, because these have been just the cutest. So I'm definitely very happy. And like I said, out of 40 items, that little stack's all I have left to go through. So I have a funny feeling if the rest are anything like the first bunch, I'll be happy and I won't have any issues. Although now I want to sit down and make a bunch of things. So I may be like lost in the craft room for the next 6 months. I keep trying to talk my daughter into coming in and crafting with me, but I'm not talking that very good yet. She still kind of looks at me like, Mom, I don't craft. So we'll see. I keep poking at her. Maybe she'll come in. I know we got to do another coloring thing soon because she hasn't colored with me in a while. And that'll definitely get her, in here. Oh, you're not late, Marlene. You're welcome anytime, honey. Anytime. We made these little houses today. You know what? Today, I can say thumbs up. But we made these, and I made them in different colors. They're just felt for the little background pieces here for the hat for the house roof and the house. And then these are just buttons, and then this was just some gold leaf vine that I've had for ever and a day. And we did this color, and then we did this one, and then we did, let me get over here and get this other one. And then we did this one. And we're literally just using things that we already have. And like I said, you don't even have to use the stuff I used. They're Pinterest inspired, by the way. You could use anything you want. The ones on Pinterest were tags. I didn't want tags. So I made mine embellishments. But theirs just had the roof, the little bottom for the house, and then the button. The round piece was a doily on Pinterest. And I just wasn't going that route. So I gave it my own twist. But that's what we made. I made 12 of them. Just to have them so that I could put them in a scrapbook or something if I want to. Like I said, you could use these on a card, for like a new home for somebody. Somebody got a new home. You could put this on the card front and make a card. You could use it in a scrapbook. There's lots of different ways to use it. If you junk journal, you could put them in there. But we just had fun. We pulled out old glue gun, which was a little grouchy. It's kind of like its owner. And we sat here and we pulled out the buttons and we just had a good time. We just put these together. And we use different size buttons too. Like some of them have bigger buttons. Some of them have smaller ones. Let me get my finger out of the way. My fingers are so big. Then some of them have smaller ones. Some of them are light. Some of them are dark. There's this decorative white one like this, but then there's the next one is like this. So it's just whatever we had. Nothing was perfect. Nothing was supposed to be. So, my glue gun looks atrocious. If anybody ever looked at that thing, they'd run. But it works, and I don't see, go out and pay for another one when this one works. I mean, it just looks a little rough. That's all. And of course, it bites me every now and then to remind me that, hey, it's the boss. So, I guess that's how that has to go. And I end up with glue strings hanging everywhere. Come here. So, but yeah, I mean, it was fun. We just pulled it out of the box and just like I said, it was Pinterest inspired. And I saw something and thought, oh, okay, that's cute, but I think I'd rather put my own twist on it. And so I did. And of course, I plan to use them as embellishments, obviously in my scrapbooks and stuff. Ew. Oh, I feel for you, hon. I actually am not allowed to get shots right now. Going through that lovely M word that women go through, they don't want me doing anything to change what normally happens with me so that I know if I have any weird adverse effects. So I'm just like, yay! I don't know. I have a thing where they just, yeah. It's like, you know what? Because I was going to go get, I don't like to. But when it came time, I was going to go to get flu shot, because sometimes it helps, other times not so much. And they were like, no, don't do anything that's going to alter right now till we see what's going on. And I was like, oh, lovely. Okay. So it's a good thing I take vitamins every day. Because that has helped so I don't get the flu and all that is bad. Now, is it a fail-safe? No, but at least it helps. So that's how that's been going. But yeah, I figured we'd do this cute little um, embellishment tonight. Like I was just telling David, and Marianne knows, she's heard me gush about it. I got my first ever Temu order today. And so far, everything that I have tested, my dies, my stamps, have all worked just fine. They're perfect. I got a set of little doggy charms, and they all come in fine. Nothing was broken. I've been having a good old time. I mean, I still have a few things to test yet, but I have two spots in my box. One was my keeps, the ones that worked and were good, and the other side was the return side, things I was going to return because it didn't work. And I expected my return side would be full. There's nothing in the return side. So yeah, there's nothing in the return side at all right now. Everything has worked so amazing, so amazing. Like I said, I expected the worst, okay, because I've dealt with Wish, I've dealt with AliExpress, and I thought, oh God, here we go again. But I have been, and I will be truthful, I have been pleasantly surprised. Pleasantly surprised. And when I pick these stamps up out of the packaging to use them, they don't feel like cheap generic stamps. They actually are feeling the quality of them and stuff is like as if I went and bought a stamp from like Hampton Arts, or like I bought a stamp from who's another Lawn Fawn. So they're really nice quality stamps. I'm really really impressed. And you're gonna laugh. I didn't buy any dolls. Not a doll one. There's not a single doll in this order. No doll charms, nothing. No doll stamps, nope, nothing. I bought critters. That sounds crazy, but I did. I bought like mice, koalas. Now there is gnomes. There is gnomes. Okay, but I love my gnomes. But I've got like mice, I've got koalas, I've got foxes, I've got I don't know what all that is down in there. I just went crazy. I was having fun. And I don't think I paid over $3 for any stamp set or any die set. So I'm like, yeah, if they all work, guess where I'm going next month? Next month is my birthday month, so guess where I'll be going? Me and Temu will have us a love relationship. But yeah, I mean, I've been having so much fun with it today. Like I said, I got it about 1:30, and by 2 o'clock, I was in the craft room. I was in the craft room. Well, like I said, Marianne, I went on there one night, 20 minutes. I was going to spend 20 minutes. And my hubby and my daughter can vouch for this. 20 minutes turned into 2 hours. Me just looking. I hadn't even bought anything yet. I was just looking. But I've got a couple things I really want to go hunt for on there, see if they have them. There's a water bottle. It's for your dog, okay? But it's a water bottle, and on the end of it, there's kind of like a bowl. And when you squeeze the water bottle, it puts water down into the bowl so your dog can drink when you're out like around town and stuff. And I want to see if I can find it. I found it once and then it disappeared, so I guess they sold out. So I want to see if I can find it again and get one or two for Brownie for when we go out and around. And then I saw David hauled some really cute little bowls that like fold up. And I'm thinking I may want to go to get a set of those for Brownie as well. Not that we need them here at the house, but if we're out somewhere, you know. And then, like I said, he hauled a beautiful set today. It was a die set. It's a lady sitting on a chair having tea, and then a lady standing having tea, and then there's like a little tea table. And it was so pretty, so pretty. I don't usually go for tea stuff, but that for some reason, just when he showed it, it stuck. So I'm gonna have to go see if I can't my dies. I'm loving the stamps. I love it. Oh, okay, okay. I'll have to remember that because that one set, like I said, you got it today, and I watched and I was like, ooh. So so I know it's on my ooh list. So yeah, I'll definitely have to look at that. Um, but I have a bad feeling that I'm really gonna like them. If they keep up the same quality that I got today, and they keep up the same quickness, because my order, I placed it, I think it was the 31st of last month. And they had already told me the next morning that I would either get it between the 8th of June or the 11th of June. That was my window. And I don't think that's very long when you're considering how much I got. 40 items is a lot to package. So, I'm really impressed with them. I am. I'm like completely blown away. So, and I can't wait to get paid again so I can go get some more. I haven't even tested all this, no, I'll go get more. So, I don't know. I didn't expect what I got. And I really can honestly say they have literally blown me out of the water. I have really, really enjoyed everything so far. I did fib. I'm sorry, I did fib. I did get some dolls. Hang on, I haven't even opened them and tried them yet. They had, is this all of them? Yeah. They had the Gorgeous Girl dies where you buy them like this and then you put them together. And I got 3 different ones because they were a really good price and I couldn't resist. So I did fib. I did get some dolls. I did fib. I'm sorry. But they were such a good price. I think that's what got me the most. Because until this order from Temu, I will not joke with you. I've been paying awful prices to get the dies I've been trying to get. The stamps haven't been horrible, but they're not nice either. So I'm hoping. Oh boy, I'm hoping big time that Temu keeps the same level of items, like the same good quality stamps, the same good quality dies. I'm sure they're getting busy. I'm sure they're getting busy with prices like that. Yeah. But I really hope that they keep the same quality throughout, and that's if they do, trust me, I will be visiting them a lot because there's no way you're getting the amount that I got on Amazon for the price that I paid. I can promise you that. So I'm very tickled. I'm very tickled. Like I said, I even bought double-sided tape from them, and I was praying that it would work. And I tested it today, and my goodness, I think it holds better than the other double-sided tape I was getting, and I was paying almost twice as much. So I'm telling you, if Temu keeps up like this, they've got a friend. Because I'm so pleasantly, I don't know what word, shocked. But they've been amazing. Everything I've tried has been amazing. So I'm tickled. I'm tickled. And I even told the hubs, we were talking about Temu because he was watching me go through the list and I was looking at different odd things to see what all they do have. Other than just crafting supplies, what do they have? And he saw me going through some of the not really tools, but oh fudge. It's more of the man section. We'll just go there. It was more of the man section type stuff. And my husband goes, "Really? Where's that?" And I was telling him, "Well, this is Temu." And he's like, "Oh, really?" He's like, "If you get your order and everything's good," he goes, "we may have to talk to them." I was like, "Yeah." So he may get involved and do some ordering. And of course, my daughter is telling me now she wants just different odd things, And so I'm like, okay, well, let me see, where can I get you the most for the money, So it's definitely something that's I think I'm going to have to become their friend. Yeah, I really do because there's no way that I could have ever ordered this amount of stuff, and I love Amazon. I love Amazon. Okay, I do. Um, But there's no way I could have ordered this many stamps and dies and things from Amazon for that kind of price. No way. I just there's not. There's not. And I love Amazon. Okay. Um, but just being truthful, you know. So I'm tickled. Well, that's funny, Marlene. Like my other half, he'll look at things when I'm ordering, and I've bought him like belts and different odd things from Amazon, and I got him the what do they call it stuff? Under Armour shirts because he likes like the short sleeved Under Armour shirts, which are pricey. And so I got him one last year for Christmas. I actually was able to surprise him, which yeah, knock on wood somewhere. um, and I was looking on Temu at the belts and different stuff, and whew, Christmas may come from Temu. I'm just telling you, I've seen so many things there. Oh my goodness, so many things, and I can't believe the prices. Like even for belts and stuff, they're not expensive. So yeah, I was like, wow. I've been blown away by them. I really have. I'm enjoying the pricing. I'm enjoying the fact that everything's working. And I hope, knock on some wood here, I hope I don't jinx myself. Because like I said, I really have enjoyed everything I've played with today. I got a pumpkin die. Oh, I don't know if I dare dig in that box. It might bite me. See, I'm almost afraid of that with mine for next month because July, obviously, my birthday. So I told him, I said, I don't know if I want to let you look at this. Because right now, the way things are, obviously we don't get out as much as we used to. It's hard for me to travel anymore. Just speaking truthfully, it really is. It's hard for me to get out and get around. And I don't want to send my hubby craft shopping for me. Yes, he's good. Okay, yes, he's good. And he does pay quite a lot of attention to what I like. The man pays some crazy attention to detail. Okay. And he knows I'm a picky person. He does. He knows. Okay, 26 years, the man knows. and I love him. Okay, and there's times I'll send him to get me scrapbook paper because I've run low or something, and he'll bring me back something that's better than what I sent him after. Okay, this is how crazy it gets. Or I'll send him to get me like a glue runner because I've completely ran out and I'm like down to like nothing, and I'll need it for card making or something. And he'll go and he'll buy me instead of one, he'll come back with a bag full, and I'm like, I only wanted one, you know. But that's how he is. That's how he does. And I know when we went to Joann's a couple years back before COVID got us, I had bought some punches. Well, he didn't know I bought them because it was my birthday, so I went in and bought some. And they were on sale. Well, he didn't know I got them. He walked in, he saw they were on sale. He knows I love my crafting. This is my sanity keeper. And so he went in and got me the same punches. So I ended up with two sets, which is okay because if one breaks, got a backup. Um, but it was so funny. And he knows I love Tim Holtz. So I'm afraid to let him near anything Tim Holtz because Tim Holtz, as much as I love his stuff, is a little bit pricey. I mean, I love Tim Holtz. Don't get me wrong. But just the prices of some of his stuff is a little bit ouch on the pocketbook. Well, he knows I love Tim Holtz too. So what does he do? They had Tim Holtz on sale. I didn't get it because even on sale, I thought it was still pricey. My husband goes in and gets it. Here, I know you like Tim Holtz. We could have used that money and went to dinner. Yeah, but that's just him. But now, if I turn around and try to do the same thing to him, buy something expensive and give it to him, oh lordy, he will have a cow. He will have a cow. And I'm like, then how come you can do it to me? Well, because I said. But no, I think that if I let him into Timu, the small craft room that got bigger is going to need to get bigger. I don't have any more room. I mean, I, I don't know where I'll put it. That's the sad thing. I don't know where I'll put it. So, because the only thing I didn't look for on Timu, and I'm thinking maybe I should, because if I'm not mistaken, I think maybe they originated overseas, was paper dolls. Because I do have a collection of paper dolls that I've saved in a folder from different random places. And these things are all different kinds. There's little kid ones, there's the adult women, there's men, there's all of them. Because I like paper dolls. Obviously, hello, I like Prima. But I haven't looked for paper dolls on Temu yet. Oh, they have them. Oh boy. I could be in big trouble there. So, God, okay, Polly, you're not allowed on Temu tonight. Give myself a pep talk so I stay away from that place for a minute. But yeah, I'm just everything I've found, and they had some kitchen items. One was what was it? Closed bags. I want to say pressure closer, but that's not right. What are those things? You use them on like snack bags and stuff. Sealer, yes, that's it. They had the sealers on Temu. I noticed the other day, and I was like, ooh. And I thought about looking, and I thought, Polly, no, you just get away from there for now. And I logged off because I knew if I went, I would go down that hole, and I would be there. I would be looking at first a sealer and then something else, and it would just take a whole life of its own. So why y'all tell me this? But no, because hubby and I've been talking about getting a sealer. Because like we'll buy hamburger in bulk. Okay, this will tell you how we are. We have a what do they call it? Subscription? It's not a subscription. Membership. That's what it is. A membership to Sam's Club. So we'll go when they're having a good sale and get our meats there. Oh wow. And so what we do is we break it down and we put so much in the Ziploc bags or something, and put it in the freezer. So instead of having like 15 pounds of hamburger up there that when you pull down you have to thaw the whole 15 pounds, we might take like 2 pounds and put in a bag. And then we seal the bag and freeze it. And then we'll take 2 pounds and put in another bag. That way we can make multiple meals out of one 15-pound thing of hamburger. And I'm always like, Ziploc. Because Ziploc is great sometimes, but that doesn't mean there's not still that chance that it's going to pop open. There'll be a hole in the bag. There's lots of things, And like I was saying, maybe we should get a sealer or a vacuum pack. So I don't know. Maybe I caught a sale and didn't know it. But I didn't get like any, it didn't say, like so much off, and I couldn't use any coupons. And it was my first order. I've never ordered from there before. So I don't know. Now I'm not complaining because like I said, I don't think I paid over $3 for pretty much anything I got. So I'm not complaining. Hey, if you look at what my Amazon order compared to this order, the only thing I don't like is that they don't have my adult coloring supplies there. I wish they did, but I'll live without them. Yeah, I mean, if I can get my stamps and stuff there, I'm all about it. And I saw some really pretty card dies. So God, my husband better tie my hands. I'm going to get lost there. I know I am. I know I am. Because they had card dies, and they had the like I said, gorgeous girls, and they have they're not called Prima. What are they? But they're Julie Nutting is what they are. But they're dies. And I saw a bunch of those. Oh boy, did I see a bunch of those! And I thought about it. Oh, I thought hard. And I said, no, you need to stay away from that for now. So I had to discipline myself a bit to not get my normal and get something different. Um, but I even showed him they had like an egg tray, I think is what it was called, and it was for deviled eggs. And I think it holds 24, 36, something like that. And we love deviled eggs here in the summer. Can't get enough of them. So I thought about, possibly, getting another egg tray because I know the one I have is just not cutting it. Not when we're making for the family. Um, so yeah, I thought about that. And I mean there's so many things I've seen on there. Oh my lordy. I could probably make a list as long as my arm and leg both. But I just I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun there. At the rate things are going, I really think. I really think. And they had the prettiest little snowman necklace that I thought about getting for Rory. She's got to the point where she likes to wear necklaces. She doesn't do too much with rings, but she loves to wear the little cute necklaces. And so I found that snowman one, and I found a cat because she loves cats. We can't have them; we're all allergic, but she loves them. And I seriously, yeah, I tell you, I think Christmas may come from there. I really do. Um, there's just too many things we like. Too many. So, but yeah, I told him, I said, I have to be careful because I can't grow any bigger in this craft room. There's no way. I don't have any space for anything else. Everything will be in the middle of the floor. So I have to be careful. I have to make sure stuff is small. So, but yeah, I mean, I just like I said, I see so many things on there, and oh, they're so neat and so different. I can't tell you how many card die sets I saw. And for me, like I've been wanting to try the slimline cards because I can't do me and measuring are just um so I looked at slimline dies on there and oh I've been debating it so heavily. So and as many cards as I make for people's birthdays and Christmas and I think maybe that would be an idea because I do seem to make most of our cards anymore. So which by the way, the first time making a round card for the hubby, he won't give it back. I told him I wanted to put it in a scrapbook. He won't give it back. So I'm gonna have to get myself happy and start making some more round cards and different odd shapes. And I know right now the thing I've been looking for, and I don't know if there's a die for it that I can get. I know on Amazon there's, but I don't like the price. Is what they call an explosion box. It looks like a square when it's all closed up, but you would take the lid off and then it kind of folds out, and you can put pictures in it. And I've been looking for that, but I don't want to pay Amazon's price. I'm just I like it and I want to do it and I want to try it, but not at that price. I think at last look they wanted 42 something for one die to make it. And I was like, I can't justify $42. I can't. Not for one die. So that one may go on the oh my gosh, if I ever get rich wish list. Well, yeah, can't talk tonight either. But yeah, I've been kind of watching between Temu and Amazon and eBay, and yeah. And then somebody told me Stampin' Up did a cute set of was it squirrels here a while back? I think it was squirrels. And I said, yeah, but I can't do Stampin' Up's prices. I said their prices kill me. So I'm gonna see if I can find the name of it through Stampin' Up and then go look on Temu. Because I know K for Karen says she's found a lot of dupes on there. And I don't really care if it's brand name or dupe. I mean, if it works, so what? And that's really where I'm at. Like, that's where I'm at as a crafter. I don't care if it's brand name. I don't care if it's a dupe. I don't care if it's a knockoff. if it works and I can get more for my money, that's where I'm going to head. So, because I can't keep justifying $20 for a die, not a set, a die. I just can't. So, I even talked to the hubby. I said, if this turns out good, if this TeamU order comes in and it all works, I said, we may switch. I said, we'll use Amazon for the things we can't get. I said, but, my crafting supplies may end up turning into TeamU orders. So, because there's some things that I just think they charge too much for. So I won't pay it. I mean, it's just like right now, Amazon's going through this thing. I think it starts. What is today? Today's the 10th. 10 days. June 20th, and I don't know if everybody gets the message. But on June 20th, if you're a coloring book colorist, the coloring books on Amazon all go up at least $1. Every coloring book on there, no matter what price it is now, it goes up at least $1. And they're not changing the paper. They're not changing the printing process. They're not changing the quality of the ink. They're just changing the price. So, and some of them coloring books, especially depending on who you go to get, but depending on the artist, some of them are pretty pricey as is. So I'm like, I'm about to swear off buying coloring books because I'm just like, nope, nope, I won't do it. Because I'm not going to pay $20 for a run-of-the-mill coloring book. I'm not. I'll go down to Dollar General and buy a kid's coloring book for $1. Sorry. The world's crazy with the way they want to price stuff right now. So I've been looking for that cheaper alternative every which way we can go. Food, everything. Because I'm just like, nope, not this girl. When you live on a fixed income, and I know that some of you understand it, when you live on a fixed income, you just can't pay $20 for something you used once. You can't. That's stupid. And like I said the other day, we went to Dollar General, and this will tell you how bad it was. You used to be able to get a loaf of plain white bread. Nothing special, just plain white bread at our Dollar General for $1. Now you can't get one loaf for under $3. $3 for one loaf of regular sized white bread. I was like, oh, that's crazy. So I pulled out the old bread machine. It may take longer. You may only be able to make one loaf every couple hours. It is what it is. See, I would not pay $7 for a loaf of bread. I'm sorry. That shit better be lined with gold. Inflation is just, no. I mean, what are they trying to do? Starve us to death? I mean, I hate to say that out loud, but that is what it feels like. I can't sit there and justify $7 for one loaf of bread that might last 3 days. Okay? And depending on the size of your family, it may not last that long. And I've even been watching these ladies on YouTube. I don't know what you'd call them. I guess thrifty shoppers, thrifty eaters, where they make a meal for under $5 for their family. And I've been watching them because I just can't. When you're talking about limited income and your income has to cover your rent, your utilities, your groceries, necessities, medicines, taking care of your dog, taking care of any of you if y'all get sick, and any kind of transportation that you have to go anywhere. So I'm just like, I can't justify these prices. So we pulled our bread machine out. I've got my crock pot out. No, man. So we've talked about shopping at Aldi's, and because Aldi's has fresh produce cheaper here. than anywhere else. And they also have like off-name snacks that are cheaper. We don't eat a lot of snacks, but we do like our chips. So we can get those cheaper at Aldi's. And then our Dollar Tree has a frozen food section. So we've been talking about hitting that up and getting in there because it's $1.25 instead of like $5.25. So now see with the gluten-free thing, I have he used to be a family friend and all he can eat is gluten-free. Everything has to be gluten-free. And then with my son's girlfriend, she's lactose intolerant, really bad. So like everything she has to be like lactose free. I don't know what it's called. So we've been trying to watch pricing with that too. And then I have a nephew who's had to become vegan over the last 2 years because a lot of dairy products, meat products, stuff like that, he just can't have. They make him sick. Okay, ours isn't disability. Ours is considered, what is it? Supplemental income. It's the SSDI, I think is what they call it. But even so, it's one check a month, and that has to cover everything. It doesn't matter what happens, that has to cover everything. So that's what I'm saying. There's certain things we've really started watching price on, and we've cut a lot of different things out of our diet because of price. It's just too crazy. It's too crazy. Like I used to love to have a soda in the evenings, but we've completely cut soda out of our diet. And even then, I wasn't drinking regular soda. I would drink the sugar-free. Type 2 diabetic, you got to watch that stuff. So, but I don't even do that anymore. We make cold tea. Cold brewed tea and coffee. And flavored water, which I just put the flavor packets in. I buy the sugar-free flavor packets and add them. But that's our drinks around here. We're not doing all the crazy anymore. I used to get a cake once or twice a month just as a special treat. We don't do that anymore either. I'm just like, nope. Last time I priced a decent sized family size cake, I think they wanted $9 for just your plain run of the mill cake with plain icing. It's like, no, I'll go buy a cake mix myself. So I've become, I don't know if it's miserly or if it's just maybe smart with the way things are right now. Because, like, when we can get bulk, we get bulk. When we can buy it cheaper, we get it cheaper. If there's a generic version, we get generic. Like we really do watch. So the only thing I won't skimp on is Brownie's food because the kind we get him is the small bit ones, the really tiny ones, because of his mouth being so small. That's all he can eat. And canned wet dog food makes him sick. So we won't do that. So I won't skimp on that. And then I'm taking him to the groomer because death. But when he starts getting long, like he's getting now, he looks like a little dust mop running across the floor. So, as a matter of fact, he's got a groomer appointment the 21st he's got to go to. That way, hopefully, he'll be able to see again. We have not been out to eat out anywhere in I want to say 2 years. I think it's 2. As far as getting anything ordered in, we usually do that once a month. That's it. Because even something as simple as pizza is crazy. The price is just outlandish. And there's only 3 of us. It's not like we're feeding 10. So we just don't. It's just too expensive. You can't. I mean, even our Subway out the road, you used to be able to get a $5 foot long. No, no, I know. So we don't. We get the stuff we cook here at the house. Either the hubs will cook or I'll cook, or depending on what it is. If it's something pretty simple, we let my daughter do it. She's still really nervous around the stove, so we don't usually ask her to work with the stove. But yeah, we've been just trying to watch and keep things to a not really comfortable, but a um easier roll of things. Just making sure what we buy that we're getting the best value, and like how much we even keep stocked. But yeah, I mean, I know like another thing that we cut down is I used to send out what I call hefty swaps. Excuse me. They were like thicker pocket letters, like you're talking like about like that. Because I would put like tons of stuff in the back, and I would make the pocket letter itself pretty chunky. And when I send it, obviously I would send goodies too. Well, I don't. Not anymore. I haven't sent a pocket letter out in. Shoo, it's been a hot minute. I get. Wow, when was the last one? Because I tried to do a pocket letter this month in the group over on Facebook, and nobody wanted to do it. Um, it's had to have been at least a couple of years since I did a pocket letter, even. So, I mean, I'll do little swaps now. Like we do what we call the flat mail swaps, so it doesn't cost as much. And I take part in a few of those just to kind of keep costs down. And we do things like stamped image swaps. We do die cut swaps. Welcome back, Marianne. We do stuff, to keep it easier so that people don't have to pay as much. So you can just stick like a stamp in a long envelope and throw it in the mailbox. But I've been doing that to make it, easy so people can still swap, still have some fun, but you're not paying an outlandish price. This month I hosted my first two. Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, it is not you all. Just been a very long day. But like this month I hosted my first two challenge items in Polly's Pretties on Facebook there. We have a card, and then we also have a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. So, and I know there's like 5 people told me they want to do the scrapbook one. So I'm just waiting until people start posting their pictures. Excuse me a moment. Okay, maybe I won't sound so growly. Yeah, the challenges, I know people seem to be liking those because you don't have to send anything anywhere. All you do is make whatever item, however the challenge tells you, and then you take a picture of it. So people seem to like that one. But yeah, like I'm trying to come up with different things all the time that are easy and cost less for people to do. So that way people still are interested, they're still crafting, they're still doing something. They're just not necessarily spending out tons of money to do it. And I've even told folks in the group, oh, well, I don't have this collection. Well, you don't have to have that collection. Don't use that collection. Use what you have. That's like me. I haven't went out and bought scrapbook paper in, I know, a year. I haven't bought an ounce of scrapbook paper in a year. And I honestly right now don't plan on it. I mean, I've got scrapbook cardstock sitting here. I've got scrapbook paper over there that's 6x6 in a little wooden chest. And I've got 12 by 12 scrapbook paper that's DSP sitting all over in here. So I just don't plan on going and buying it. I don't see the reason. I mean, yeah, I see some pretty paper. Ain't gonna lie. but I don't see going out and buying paper when I have this much sitting around. And I'm trying to figure out ways to use up my scraps too, like with the cluster embellishments. With some of these swaps, I'm using scraps to make the items. Uh, so yeah, like, and I don't really see me buying too many coloring books. I may buy a set of colored pencils because I have a set that I've had my eye on for a while. I'm waiting on the price to come down. Um, but I've got coloring books sitting there, and I've got, oh my god, if you'd see the folder on my desktop that is freebies from artists, I don't really need to go buy a coloring book right now. I mean, like if I find one for $3, I might, but I'm not going to go pay $20 to get a coloring book. I mean, if I am, it better be something Disney, and it better be by the artists. So even then, I'd be hard pressed to spend that $20. So, but I mean, like with me, I've even told people, you know what, this year at Christmas, don't expect anything store bought. If you don't like homemade, because I plan on making a bunch of stuff for Christmas. So I tried to do a sale on embellishments, like package them up and stuff and sell them, and it didn't go anywhere. I tried to sell my junk journals that I made. That didn't go anywhere. I've tried to sell jewelry I've made. That didn't go anywhere. Of course, I live, and I say this in the most kindest meant way. I live in what I call, quit that, would you please, before you drop something on your head? I live in what we call Retirement Alley. Okay? The entire town, city, whatever they call it that I live in, they need to just gate up and only let retirees live here. Because that's pretty much what controls what goes on in this town. There's nothing here, as I've said before, for kids. There's nothing here for teens. There's nothing here for young adults. It's literally an old folks' fantasy. What we have are a whole ton of churches. There's a church on almost every corner, sometimes two. And we have old folks' homes, high rises. That's what's here mostly. So, I mean, I really honestly wish they'd do something to get more tourism here. And I wish they'd do something to build the economy better here. But I don't see them doing it. I've lived here 26 years, and, they haven't done any. See, I told you were going to knock something on your head. I've lived here 26 years, and they've never done anything like that. So I don't really suspect that they will. So, and if you wonder who I'm fussing at, I'm fussing at Brownie. He's down under my feet, and I have a box sitting over here with scraps in it of paper, and he just knocked it down. So even he gets antsy. Huh, sir? Hi, sir. Hi, Mr. Willy Worm. Like I said, right now he looks like a dust mop. I have tried to use YouTube. I've tried to use Facebook. Excuse me. Oh, pardon me. I've tried to use YouTube, Facebook. What was the other one? eBay. And I thought about Etsy, but then a friend of mine told me don't go to Etsy because every time you put up a posting on Etsy, they charge you so much for the posting, and then they charge you for however many days you want to run it. So I didn't do that. And I thought about doing a website, but I'm no website builder. I don't have that skill set. Although I think I may have to learn because, wow. I don't know how to use Instagram enough to do everything on Instagram. I wish I did. I literally am an Instagram newbie. I just started really learning how to do anything with Instagram like the last couple years. And I still would not say I know a lot. It's like with YouTube. I'm not real YouTube versed. So But hopefully I'll get better. I mean, my YouTube teacher, unfortunately, is no longer with us, and I'm very she's not. Although I hope she's no longer in pain. So, the person who actually got me into doing YouTube lives. Um, but hopefully I'll find else willing to answer my 10,000 questions, and I'll learn more. At least that's the hope. Because I'd like to get better at YouTube. I'd like to make better videos. I'd like to learn how to edit them because I don't know how to edit them. And I actually do want to learn how to use Instagram better. So I'm hoping that will all work out within this year. I don't know that it will, but I'm hoping. I almost forgot to tell you guys. I think it's 2 or 3 members from 500 now on YouTube. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. Because when we hit 500 and there's 500 that actually stay, not, oh, we're only here for a giveaway. When I have 500 that actually stay, then I want to do a giveaway. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping. So if I can hit 500 this year, that will be one goal met. Because I've been trying to hit 500 for so long. It seems like I've been trying to do that for more years than I got fingers on one hand. So I'm hoping. Because I said I was only going to do giveaways. I'm going to do one at 500 when there's 500 that stay. When I have that solid 500. And then I won't do another giveaway like that until 1,000. And then when 1,000, or if I ever hit 1,000, yeah. Oh wow. See, that's what gets me. You can be 5 away 1 minute. You go look again the next minute, and you got 10 away. I don't understand that. Somebody said something that has to do with the algorithm. I don't know what that means though. Like I said, I'm not technical like that. I look at the numbers. So, but if I can get those numbers, I'd love to. I really would. Because I think for 500, I think what I'm going to do is give away like I'll decide what size, but I'll give away like a page kit with stickers and the whole 9 yards for scrapbooking. And then 1,000, I think what I'm going to do is give away a junk journal and extra like supplies to go in it. Or else I will probably do maybe a stamp giveaway for that one, like a bigger stamp giveaway. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do that 100%. I know that if I get there, I'm gonna say if because I've been plugging away at this for a while. If I reach those goals, and I don't expect to ever reach 1,000. But if I do, I would do want to give giveaways. I want to make, have stuff there for nice giveaways. So hopefully, even if I only hit 500 this year, I would be happy with 500 that stayed. So, that's something that would, just probably send me over the moon because I would really enjoy that. I've been trying to plug away and get up there, and it's been a slow climb. So, and I'm trying to get more videos out, and I'm trying to figure out things I could do on different lives. Not so much coloring related. I know some people like coloring, some people don't. It's hit and miss. I'm trying to find crafty ideas to bring to everybody. So, and I'm learning how to make shakers. Believe it or not, the person who said I don't do shakers is learning how to make shakers. So, as a matter of fact, I have some sitting over here. I was supposed to put the inner pieces in tonight and then glue them together. But I didn't get there. I didn't get there. Team UK. By the end of 2023, I'll have at least 100, plus a few that stick around. And then maybe I'll get real energetic, and 2024 something miraculous will happen. I don't know. Maybe we'll get 1,500 subscribers instead. I don't know. But it would be nice. It would be nice. So, young man, can I ask you a question? What are you doing? What are you doing? Young man. Don't mind me. I fuss at him when he's in here and he's not being behaved, because right now he seems really antsy. What are you doing, sure? But yeah. So if there's an idea you see and complicated and you think it would be fun to try, hit me up. I'm game. I'm trying. Like I said, I was trying the card thing. I'm doing different scrapbooking things now because I'm trying what do they call scrapbook sketches. So I'm trying to implement different things and bring about different ideas. And of course, I'm hoarding up ideas for Christmas time, so I can actually try to put a video up every single day, except for the 24th and 25th. Those are no-nos. But other than those 2 days, I think I'm going to try to do a video every day of December. So I'm trying to hoard ideas and get thoughts and stuff. I know Halloween, I want to do something. I just don't know which one I want to do. But yeah, because Halloween's always been one of my favorite times too. So, but we'll see how it all goes. I mean, we don't really know what tomorrow holds, let alone, 4 or 5 months down the road. So, but I hope anyway, maybe I can find some new creative little ways to bring in new embellishments and stuff like that too. Because I have went on this binge where I've been making my own embellishments instead of buying them. So, of course, I don't seed buy them when I have everything in the craft room that I do. I have my buttons, my gems. I have odds and end trim. I mean, I'm not gonna say I have everything, but I have odds and end trims. Although what's weird is I gotta tell you this. I went to Walmart the other day. Okay, on a fluke because I was out anyway. And I was looking for rickrack. Okay. Now I know that it's an old trim and not everybody likes it, but I like rickrack. But I don't want bland, icky colors. I wanted like yellow, and I wanted bright blue, and I wanted like a pastel pink, and like I really wanted color. Okay. So I went and I was looking for rickrack, and I could not find a single package of rickrack. A single package. I was just like, okay, maybe they don't do rickrack anymore. But I really was, hunting rickrack. And it's weird because, like, I know certain things by certain names, but then I'll talk to somebody else and they'll be like, what's that? And then I'll describe it to them and they're like, oh. I'm like, okay. I didn't know that one item could have more than like one name. So it's like I call pipe cleaners either pipe cleaners or Chanel stems. I had a lady tell me the other day they were fuzzy wands. I was like, what? What are you talking about? But she calls them fuzzy wands. I said, I'd never know what you were talking about. I would be lost. I'd be like, what's a fuzzy wand? But yeah, it's definitely different. It's definitely different. I can remember a time before with my mother when I was a kid at home. We would go to our little local stores and we'd be able to buy yarn. We'd be able to buy rickrack. We'd be able to buy ribbon, lace. And I mean, you could buy it in big amounts for like next to nothing. Next to nothing. And now Shh. Good luck trying that. Good luck trying that. Oh my goodness. Anyway, it is 9:19, ladies and gentlemen. I have probably talked your ears clear off your head. I'm so sorry, y'all. Should tell me shut up now. I appreciate you here, and I love you. Love you, love you. I've enjoyed spending it with you. A little crafty adventure here with our little embellishments. Come back and see me again soon. And if you ever have a question, please do not be afraid to ask. I promise I do not bite. But remember, my friends, you are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are loved. If anyone tells you different, they're wrong. Okay? Don't let them change your mind. Please pay it forward when you can. You don't know when you might need it back. Be kind, please. Kindness can make a big difference in a crazy world. And we don't know what anybody else is going through. Stay safe out there. The world's nuts. Let's not add to it. Thank you again so much, so much for being here with me tonight. Mwah. Till next time. Thank you again.